No magical solution to steady power supply, says Tinubu. Oil production hits 1.7 million barrels per day, says FG. Hisbah seizes over 200 cartons of alcoholic drinks in Sokoto. Court halts publication, sale of Farotimi's book, orders police, DSS to seize copies. Summary of the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged Nigerians not to expect a magical response to the prevailing electricity challenges in the country, as the existing power infrastructure has been on the ground for decades. He said, Nigeria, being a nation in a hurry, wants a magical response, but don't forget those transmission lines are about 50 to 60 years old. The snags are what we are trying to improve and reduce the possibility of problems. We are doing that. I have signed a reform that decentralized the power distribution and generation in the country. The states and various subsectors and subnational can generate their power and distribute it. They are working on it all. We assure you that we will put this down to use for the benefits of our people. Source: Daily Trust. The federal government has declared that Nigeria's oil production, including condensates, increased by 9.9% to 1.69 million barrels per day in November 2024, up from 1.538 million barrels per day recorded in October 2024. According to the latest data released by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, an agency of the federal government, liquid crude oil production rose by 11.42%, reaching 1.48 million barrels per day in November compared to 1.33 million barrels per day in October. However, this figure remains below the production quota allocated to Nigeria by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Despite these improvements, oil production continues to fall short of the 2024 budget benchmark of 1.78 million barrels per day. This discrepancy persists despite claims by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited that oil production has risen to 1.8 million barrels per day. Meanwhile, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries says Nigeria has retained its position as the largest oil producer in Africa. Source: Punch newspaper. Officials of the Sokoto State Hisbah Board have intercepted and confiscated over 200 cartons of substances suspected to be alcoholic drinks at the Sokoto Central Motor Park. Addressing journalists at the Hisbah office in Sokoto on Wednesday, the state Hisbah commander Usman Jatau paraded the seized items. Jatau stated that no one had come forward to claim the confiscated drinks and that the Hisbah board will consult the State Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General to determine the next course of action. Source: Punch newspaper. The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory FCT Abuja has barred human rights activist and lawyer Farotimi from further publishing, selling, circulating, advertising or distributing the hard or soft copies of his controversial book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. Justice Peter Kekemeke granted the order after listening to the expert application filed by the claimant, the managing partner of Afe Babalola's law firm, Kehinde Ogunwumiju, a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN. Justice Kekemeke also temporarily barred the agents, publishers, distributors, sellers, republishers, resellers, or any other person from further publishing, selling, circulating, advertising, or distributing the physical/hard/digital/soft copies of the book online, electronically, physically, or by any other means, including the social media. Source: Daily Post. Follow for more. December 12, 2024.